Alright, hey. Found? Hey, Damien, welcome. Good evening. Sounds like you're gonna have to crash and get some sleep before work. Popped in before you did, though. So, sounds like we're getting close. Not long now. Trespasser used the keystone to activate the Illuvian leading Darvarad. I must say, for something that started the way this did, and for me as frustrating as it was, sure went good places. See what's yet to come, but that last section was fantastic. Visually, the fighting was good, and the lore was excellent. And now I'm very interested to see what they do with the rest. I think they could have cut right to the chase. I guess it would have made the DLC a lot shorter. But, you missed the council for the Darvarad. I guess it was pretty feisty. Sing party. We'll finally get their level 25. Orian's not quite 25. Sandra. Best I can tell, Cassandra still doesn't and never has had stamina problem. It's the light.
Told us what happened with your hand.
We all knew this was probably our last time out together. Let's make it a good one.
Enjoy me while you can. I expect you'll all miss me terribly later.
It's been an honor to kick asses beside you all. Anan.
Anan.
Thank you. All of you. The Darvarad. All right, everyone, get ready. So this is the Darvarad.
Look at this. It's an Illuvian graveyard.
Where did the Kunari get all these? How long have they been studying Illuvians? The sooner we stop this invasion plan, the better.
Dorian's gone! He's not gone. He's just taking a nap. He likes naps. It's been a long day. Dorian likes naps. Stamina was not where I didn't even look. Stamina was not there. Stamina now. Veilfire. Oh, now there's Veilfire. Alluvian studies. The writing on these pages is completely incomprehensible, even to a native speaker of Kunlat. The handwriting resembles the scratches of an inebriated chicken, but the drawings are meticulous. Excruciatingly careful study of several Alluvians along with exploded diagrams of their inner workings. Hey, light the Veilfire if I saw a rune, so we could light it and go. Let me see. Damien, are you off? We'll be going. Take care. Everyone have fun. Damien, sleep well. I'm sorry you can't join us for the end, but I'm glad you popped up.
We should hurry. Here they come.
Didn't work. It didn't really detonate. That wasn't what I was looking for then. Potion?
Why are the Kunari calling this plan Dragon's Breath? What do dragons have to do with assassinating heads of state? I don't understand any of this.
They're fine. They're fine. Get her.
Patrolling guards. We need to deal with them as quickly as possible.
All right, let's do that. Coming? Oh, they're not actually right there, huh? mark for death was not going to work. The assassin disappeared. Come on. Stay on target. Discharge as well. Keep forgetting about the discharge. I don't know if we're gonna see a rune.
The door.
The door? Belt of retaliation. When the wearer of this belt is attacked, some damage is reflected. Rune? Is that a rune? Did not take down the wood scaffolding though. Thought I heard a whisper that might have been a rune, but
Red Lyrium. Do the Kunari have any idea what they're dealing with?
Gatehouse key. Oh, hi! He's on fire and screaming. Screaming and climbing and... Right, that was awesome.
Have to try something else, I suspect.
Another golden nug? Organize your collectibles. Thanks. I mean, why here? One sees the hunter, one flees from it. One hunts and in turn, one outwits them all. One sees the hunter, one flees. One hunts it in turn, one outwits. Do it, use the golden nug. Scrap of writing from a Ben Hasrith agent. Excavated mural, believed to be a self-portrait. Ben Harel.
It's no good.
It's no good.
No good.
Good because...
Have to try something else, I suspect.
Saarath. The letter was clearly written a few lines at a time over the course of multiple days, as the ink at the start has already faded slightly. Elf who is Talus. It is no longer my role to instruct others in the Qun, but I will share what I can with you if it brings you peace. You are not alone in your struggles to achieve mastery of yourself and your purpose. Many Vidathari come to the Qun filled with fear and anger. Feelings build walls brick by brick within the self. They prevent you from seeing the others around you, seeing the world as it is, and they convince you that you are alone and in darkness. You must fend for yourselves. The walls are real, but the darkness and the solitude, the world that they create within the self, that is all illusion. You must work to tear down the walls if you wish to see the truth. The truth is this: no one is alone. It was the wisdom revealed to Kaslun in the desert long ago. What looks like solitude is connectedness. What looks like darkness is only the space between stars. This portion of the letter is slightly newer, and the handwriting, which was exceptionally tidy at first, has become somewhat looser, as if written in a hurry. It is not just Vidathari who struggle with these illusions. The world changes the self, and we must balance mastery upon its turning tides. Once, I was an Ashkari, and I spent my days examining the philosophy of the Qun and trying to seek the enlightenment that Kaslun found, and my dreams of demons took me down a new path. Here, the writing is filled with crossed-out passages, and the script becomes shaky. Some of the ink is still wet. And now with the song Liquid crossed out. And now I study the dam which holds back magic at its source. We will crossed out. It is our purpose to crossed out. Things change, little Talus. The world changes. Find purpose in people around you, and your role will be clear. Remember when crossed out. It will be hard to find wisdom in the noise. The noise is an illusion, like the darkness, but the walls are real. Remember that. Tear down the walls first, and you will see the truth. Alright.
Is that an Astrarian? How did the Kunari move it here?
And one of those weird keys you can only find with a tranquil skull.
So, that one stays lit. Does that mean now we can light the others? E. Or not. It lit? Something happened. What happened? Something happened. What happened? Down there? The big door. The big door, I think. But is that something down there? Was that necessary? Was that something I actually had to do?
I have detected a signal embedded in the static.
Amos, thank you for the follow and welcome aboard. Welcome. That where we were out fighting. We top off. Did save, so maybe let's alright, we'll all top off here. Find a way inside. Right, so not complete. More to it. Was that part of it, but not all of it? Oh! Hey, Koala. Logs of a Darvarad gatekeeper. The entries in this book are written in several different hands and occasionally even different languages. Few entries in the common tongue, it appears to be a log, filled in by the various guards who have watched the gates of the Darvarad. Warning, artifacts brought in by Hisrakith. Original location not on manifest. Asked Iskari, was told, they're from ruins. Please remind agents that all relics must be properly cataloged or the Tarbas never stop complaining about it. Afternoon, 3 Kiths deployed, including Iskari of Hisrakith. Told her to write down locations and her manifest this time. Evening, Hisrakith reported back. Iskari handed me manifest that just said, outside Darvarad, asking my Sten for a knife. Eric. Ayo. Okay, so 3 wheels. Puzzle, no puzzle, we'll find it. Thing. Okay.
It's open. Let's go.
Okay, if you say so. If you say so. Yeah. Guess we're in. Hawk, thank you. I got extremely lucky on it. I did not understand any particular puzzle logic. I was just watching and nudging and yes. that puzzle up there was not solved. It was we lucked out. Lucked out. Written instructions for new workers. While some of this letter is written in Kunlat, most is in the common tongue. The letter's blocky and simple but tidy. Dragon's Breath must continue, regardless of concerns at the Winter Palace. Many are new to the Qun and have not yet learned to trust. Your worry is understandable. The rest of the world has betrayed you. All who have been to the Darvarat know the difficulty of maintaining a specimen for extraction for as long as we have. If we have delayed Dragon's Breath, we would have to dispose of the specimen. Creating Gatlock is normally a slow process requiring much mining and careful alchemy. Venom extraction offers the only means to deliver the Dragon's Breath quickly and in large quantities. To delay Dragon's Breath is to lose any chance of bringing peace to the South without needless suffering. The Qun demands we save the workers of the South from a bloody war and deliver them into our teaching before corruption further overtakes the land. Others have voiced concern over the specimen. The Qun does not demand cruelty to any living being, but all creatures have a place and a duty under the Qun. The specimen serves as it must. When Dragon's Breath is complete, it will be extinguished quickly and painlessly. And when we slaughter animals, for food, allow your superiors to deal with the agents of Fen Harel, and remember your role in service to the Qun. Interpact. Cold-based abilities are much more powerful at the cost of a large amount of health. Yeah, compromises. Journal notes found in the barracks. There are several entries in this journal, some in Kunlat and some in Common, as if the writer was practicing their language skills. The last page reads, "Sent to palace again, moving things along. Last Shems never notice who comes or goes. The Dragon's Breath comes, they won't know what hit them." Around to where we already were. Hey, Alex. Hawk, South Pond, Alex, anyone else who just popped up? May have been here. They've been here. It's good to see you all.
Bad. Hold on a little longer.
That was some timing. She walked into it. I walked into it. She died. Wakes up screaming in a scripted cry of pain. Craft weapons. Good, I guess. But letters and replies. Letter with an Inquisition seal sits half buried in a pile of memos. To the Honorable Salasari, a triumvirate of the Qun. On behalf of the Inquisition, I must humbly inquire as to the hostile actions of your agents in Halam Sharal. I can only view the attacks by Ben Hasrath agents on our officers and the infiltration and sabotage of the Exalted Council at Halam Sharal as the prelude to a declaration of war. If the Qunari people do not wish to provoke retaliation from the Chantry, these hostilities must cease at once. Respectfully, Ambassador Josephine Montelier. Several incomprehensible messages in Kunlat follow. A letter in common with elegant script has been torn open and crumpled into a ball, but the writing is still legible. To Ambassador Josephine Montelier of the Inquisition, the triumvirate of the Cunari people wishes to assure you that despite the loss of the dreadnought, Saarath and its crew of 100 souls in a failed joint mission with the Inquisition 2 years past, military action has not been approved against the Inquisition. No one in Parvalen has authorized actions of any kind involving the Exalted Council, or will they? We are seeking out the Ben Hasrith priest who appears to be leading this operation without our consent. Once she is located, we assure you that these hostile actions will. Dragon Breath Plan. This document appears to be written entirely in Cunlant, but contains a number of complicated diagrams, including detailed blueprints of Halam Sharal and a number of other palaces and fortresses.
Morrigan said the key to an Illuvian could be anything, including knowledge or power. So they're stockpiling both. That's how they got the keystone and opened so many of the Illuvians we've seen.
Hopefully they don't have any more ancient magic crap to throw at us. That dragon skull would make a wicked armchair, though. Maybe we could take it back to Skyhold after this.
Can we? Can we? We'll get another. We'll get you another bowl. Assassins of Kings was a lot of fun. Played it once. Started playing it again one day. It almost happened already. The second playthrough almost happened. And other things happened. Supply cache. Hardly need it. I hate using a supply cache just to replenish one potion. So silly. This is where we're going, isn't it? Alright, well, I'll make my save here, and then I will go ahead and burn a potion for a sliver of health. Tapped. Supplies replenished. It's worth.
Dragon's Breath is an actual dragon?
Groovy.
Kethar! Bars!
Inquisition! Nira Ataashi Asara! Miraba Sadim Kata! Hisrat now, please! Vinet Katas!
Not a chance, ma'am.
Hey, Josh. Not the Gatlock! Did I really just put mark of death on the Gatlock? God. Those Gatlocks being targetable that way is really just not helpful in battle. Yes. shitballs. Jeez. Damn. Damn. Sorry, I'm getting a little flustered, distracted. What are we doing? Where did they all come from? All at once. We finished one battle, and then they stormed in through the door and took quick control of the room. I think it's time for some bees. So... just- Not the Gatlock. Ran away. They ran away! They're afraid of the bees. Afraid of the bees. Yay, supply cache. Animal Handler's Logbook. The first half of the logbook appears to be in notes on the care and feeding of animals in a free marcher, Lord's Manor. After that, it shifts into practice phases in Kunlat. Later, it begins again with the following. Beast presents chafing around limbs and tail, likely from attempts to use chains. While its natural strength remains, muscles are slack from confinement. Dathras said she initially tried drugging the beast, but the amount required to keep it sedated changed the quality of its venom so that it was no longer useful in producing Gadlock. She says fire has kept it under control, while the heated panels keep it in a state of comfortable drowsiness. Dathras is not as good at deception as she thinks she is. He does not like what we are doing to the beast. He calls it Ataashi, which means something like great thing. She repeats sayings from the goon to herself when she extracts the venom. I do not disagree with her. I saw enough harm done to innocent beasts at my lord's sneering commands. The beast, the Ataashi, deserves better than the pry bars and needles we use upon it each time we drain its venom gland. Dathra says I may be needed at the Winter Palace. It's likely that some view elves with suspicion, thanks to these attacks by the agent of Fenharel, but a human woman may still pass unnoticed among the servants. He says I may be asked to deliver more Gatlock in different containers. He says that it could be dangerous and that if I do not return, most will assume I'm dead. As I said, Dathras is not as good at deception as she thinks she is. But she is right. I did not join the Kuhn for this. Hey, mustaches. Welcome, man.
So,
Awesome.
boss,
Reasons
we're
for
gonna
eating
fight the
chocolate?
dragon or what?
Are they really
Her
necessary?
captors have already mutilated her. It seems needlessly cruel to kill her.
So we're not going to then? Okay, Ataashi. Then let's deal with her captors instead.
We will not let you cut down the Ataashi.
That does not look good. Poison, nasty poison dragon. That does not look good at all. Oh, what do we have here? Turn. I see something. Turn.
If we use those rings, we can clear a path for the dragon.
Clear a path for the dragon to go where? Clear a path for the dragon to go where? To get out? Clear a path for the dragon to get out? I'm down with that. I'm gonna need a little more to go on. Okay, so, clear a path for the dragon through the gates.
There's a bunch of crap stopping it from moving, boss.
That didn't get the part I needed. What about these things? Where's Dorian? Where's Dorian? Where is Dorian? I wish when you selected someone in tactical mode, it actually moved to their position. Frustrating just trying to figure out where someone is. I don't know where Dorian is. There he is. Come on. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. And why? I don't see what I'm looking for here. I see the stuff turning. I don't see the logic. Turning to what end? It's putting fire. Kill the dragon optionally. Free the dragon instead. Great. Okay, I'd love to free the dragon instead. We're gonna free the dragon instead. I need to understand what my options are. Maybe I need to open the gate first. Just open the gate. Am I overthinking this terribly?
It's opening.
Halfway there, boss. We've got the gate. Let's open the barriers.
Okay. Open the barriers. 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 And the gate closed again? To like a timed gate? First death in the DLC, I think. Party wipe. But, I don't get it. I don't get it yet. Totally don't get it yet. The barriers. You had the way clear before, then moved them just before opening the gate. Okay. Just move them off to one side.
So, boss, we're gonna fight the dragon or what?
Her captors have already mutilated her. It seems needlessly cruel to kill her.
Like that, and this, and then go for the gates, possibly.
We will not let you cut down the Ataashi.
There's a bunch of crap stopping it from moving, boss.
So that, but you said I had it before. Isn't that what I did before? I never got this thing to blow up. This never blew up. I never got a detonate prompt or anything. I mean, I got that one, detonate, but it didn't do it, did it? Blows up the table. Didn't really help me. Dorian. Or did I not actually get this to go?
You've got it. It's opening.
Ishara!
Halfway there, boss. We've got the gate. Let's open the barriers.
Alright, so... Use the new power. Thank you. That's not a bad idea. Gert, thanks. I haven't thought about the discharge in a while. That's the kind of, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. There might be other times in games when I'm going to be a real, I have been real stickler about not wanting stuff told till I figured out. But that, I'm so glad. I don't, I didn't need to know that.
Now we just need to open the gate.
Ataashi Itwa! Kerazam!
That's it. There goes our dragon.
Ishara!
Dear Inquisitor, you have such little time left. You must finally see the truth. Elven magic already tore the Sky apart. If the agents of Fen Harel are not stopped, you will shatter the world as well.
Whatever you think I've done, mass assassination isn't a good moral high ground.
Or is that a
The
good line?
South was poisoned by these elves' manipulations. It suffers just as you do now. You would have died from the mark on your hand, but for the help of one of their chief agents. The same agent who helped seal the breach, who led you to Skyhold, who gave Corypheus the orb, then founded the Inquisition. Solus, agent of Fen'Harel.
What?
Explain!
Solus wanted that orb. If the agents of Fen'Harel gave it to Corypheus, he couldn't be one.
Or perhaps he was tasked with removing the evidence of his group's interference. Solus tricked us all. He pushed a dying Qunari into the Winter Palace to lure you into opposing us. Without him, we could have brought the South peace and wisdom along the gentle path. Now we must take the way of blades. Hannah Hayden, Inquisitor. If it is any consolation, Solus will not outlive you.
We've got to save Solus. I need him to heal my hand. And I'm killing him myself.
Solus is the only one who can help with my mark. We find him before Vidasala does.
Come on, the Vidasala can't be too far ahead.
And I think a lot of people felt that way. Discovered overgrown path. Beautiful overgrown path. Beautiful.
It's going to! Everyone back!
Anchor meltdown. The anchor now builds up power even faster. Using it is difficult, but discharges all accumulated focus. If the focus reaches full power, the anchor discharges uncontrollably, damaging you and your allies as well as nearby enemies. So use it frequently or...
If it keeps up like this, it will kill you. Solus must help as he did at Haven. Solus, an agent of Fen'Harel. I should have suspected.
Man. Okay.
Over there. That's got to be where Solus is.
discovered gully. Spearman. Woof. Uh-oh. I didn't use it for a little while, so boom. I did. I exploded. Damn. One, 2, 3, 0. Follow. That was it. When it was fully charged, that was it. The explosion, that little mini nuke. That was me forgetting to discharge. You ever see Johnny Dangerously? Your testicles and you. If you don't take proper care, those things can explode. That's pretty cool. shit, someone's back there fighting with Dorian.
Dorian!
Yeah, I just noticed. Uh-oh! Big boom. I think I forgot to use it again. Woo. Right. Well, I guess we'll hit the supply cache and go through. Any passives left for me? Passives, any upgrades? Skills. Don't. I just don't. The point unspent. No, it's not a mod thing. There is no delete game quote. I'll have to fix it. I can clean that up, but I'll have to do it. No! Uh-oh, big boom. Still recovering from my big boom. Well, just shitty.
Hold on, Vol!
They're both right there. Awesome. Ben? You refuse to discharge. Definitely burned me there. Fight started, refused to discharge, and just grind to the Dread Wolf. Yeah. I'm gonna discharge before you can get there because it's about to blow. Build up for a second. God. I'll give you your discharge. Damn. don't you want to take the potions, man? You take that potion, why won't you take the other potion? You think he likes bees? Go away. Go somewhere else. Don't need that. Rupees instead. Get up.
Is that all you've got? I will use the Hera, you little shits!
Is it doing anything? Inside. Okay, they go inside. They're inside, they can do damage. Can we all walk inside? Alright, healing potions. No, right here. Hey, 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 dude, right here. Be insistent.
Looks like he's off the leash.
Uh-oh. Overcharge. Set that off. We have one potion left. Potions? We don't need no stinking potions. Apparently. Bring it up later, but it seemed like everybody was turbocharged there. Right? It was half scripted. It seemed like people were half invulnerable throughout that fight. Companions.
All right. Maravaskataraha!
To give you the opportunity to use that discharge power to mow down the enemies. The reality is we would have been slaughtered time and time again, I think, if that were a straight fight. Meant to be mayhem.
You are dead, Inquisitor. Your soul is dust.
No more? My turn. Wish I had a regen potion left, though. Should have moved us all away when he did that. see it. Shit, I went into the fire. God! That's not irritating at all. See? Or not. That hurt? Yes. I love being a ragdoll. It's my favorite thing. So much fucking fun just getting ragdolled every few seconds. I love it. I love it. There's just nothing like it. Ragdoll is dispelled. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just me being pissed. Hey, Rex. Can I not be dead again?
The Inquisitor!
The Inquisitor's not involved anymore. How could you make a wing buffet more annoying than it already was? Oh, guess what? There's a way! There's a way. Now my fucking discharge goes off. Oh, I am really close to snapping here. This, what the fuck? Oh no, just get bent. Dude, just get fucking bent. I like the boss fight at the end of the descent. I've got no love for this. boss fight at the end of the descent was really cool. I'm gonna sit here in silence. Fight this. Got no words for this.
Let us finish this!
You are dead, Inquisitor. Your soul is dust.
Available. Haven't used the focus powers in a while. Why is everyone's focus powers discharged? Did he steal our power? Maybe he stole our power. Fear that is evil, thank you. Good night. Of course, diving over that catches fire. Is everyone's focus powers just disabled here? Or is it when my focus charges up, then they can use it? But I have to everyone else's focus powers. listen up. Mosquito? What is a mosquito doing in here? Just you and me. Get anyone up unless he's fire. Come on, Dorian. No, not nice. No. Had some shit going. Come on. Fucking not cool. We had some shit going. What's going on? no. Come on. Not now! Mosquitoes, not now! No. No.
You are dead, Inquisitor! Your soul is dust!
Hi, Fluffy. Now, seriously, fuck this. Compare this to the boss from the last Descent, which was awesome. Goes on my list of favorite bosses. This? I hope I can forget this. I don't want this burned into my brain. I just assume this goes away and never comes back. That was me. That was stupid. That was bad. Standing in fire. It's all in fire. Just burn. One of my least favorite things in games is being ragdolled. Doesn't matter what genre. When your character's just knocked around like a ragdoll, I have no fun. I have no fun being ragdolled. This is a giant ragdoll boss fight. You're doing this, get dragged here, get thrown there, get warped there.
Let us finish this.
This boss fight is made of cheap shots.
Inquisitor.
It's made
Your
of cheap
soul
shots.
is
I'm not
just.
saying you can't strategize through it. It's just made of cheap shots. I have no love for this. I'd like this to be over, please. This DLC started for me very poorly, ramped up to a very nice place. And, this fight has sucked it out of me. This fight has taken away my give a shit. Great fight! This makes me stop caring about the game I'm playing. Just please, just be over, you know? Just stop being what you are and be something else and be done. Fire on the ground, pools of arcane on the ground, corpses lying in fire, things that he jumps up and does a Final Fantasy Dragoon move and does his bursty charge, and then he makes you fade walk across the landscape. Get out of there. I'm animating. I can't get out of there right now. Now I'm on fire again. Fire everywhere. Oh, more fire. More fire. Chip around with the fire. Discharge! Yeah, at this point, South Pond, sure. Point of pride. Yeah. I don't know. Point of pride, point of stubbornness, point of being an idiot. I'll take. I don't care. I'm not turning it down. We made the choice. Yeah, you can call it pride. You can call it whatever you want. I don't care what it is. I don't like games that. That's a poor way to start the phrase. I don't like it when games spike difficulty or change the rules. Especially to make a boss fight. Let me give an example. BioShock Infinite. You can play it on one difficulty, and then you get to the final fight. And a lot of people had to turn the difficulty down before pulling their hair out on the final fight. BioShock Infinite. It doesn't balance and match with the rest of the game. Now, I'm not saying this is too far out of whack. This is just one stacked cheap shot on top of another. And I'm not enjoying it. I was enjoying it much more when we had a creative mechanic to the fight. Like the fight in The Last Descent, where there was a good reason to do what you were doing. And this is just a guy with everything. Just whatever, he's got everything. He does everything. There's nothing fun about this fight for me. I like a good boss fight, and I hate a bad one. Michael Bay would be proud of this boss fight. And yeah, upscaling is also still on. I don't know what this boss fight was supposed to be. Would this be a slightly lower level? Would it already scale because it's DLC and some of the DLC scales? Honestly, I don't care. I don't care anymore. That's sort of where we're at. That doesn't spoil it for anyone, but bullshit capstone kind of spoils things for me. I'm not trying to pass that. I'm trying to pass the buck. This is what the game did. We've been playing it. We've been crushing things on Nightmare. Crushing things on Nightmare. But, look at that. You know, he gets a little dragon wing buffet. I don't care what the move is. It's unamusing the shit this fight does as it ragdolls me everywhere. My soul is exhausted from this. I'm rezzing Dorian and I fade, step, slide. Tedious. Have any spare fire resist amulets? I may. We could stand by the entrance and optimize gear. Glad he has some guard even as a corpse. But if you know anything, Chi, you're welcome to say it. I don't care. You say, do this! Do this! You can do the thing! I'm not problem solving here. This is, my brain's in shutdown mode. I have absolutely no interest in this fight anymore. So you can tell me how it's done. Sorry to be a spoil sport myself. Usually something I frown on here, but honestly, fight can just get plowed. Goes again. I had my energy in it at least the first time. Long, grinding, shitty fight, and I find, you know, and then it did eventually end, and he was almost dead, and it came to an end. Does the discharge weaken him for a bit? Maybe. Maybe it does. Damage reflected back. Put that on one of the tanks, maybe. Dorian, what's he use? You have a belt of fire resist. Who's gonna get the belt of fire resist? Staggering's not helping. Yeah,
Let us finish
yeah,
this.
Lion, go for it.
You are dead, Inquisitor. Your soul is dust.
Thank you for asking, too. My own companions kept me from moving. I tried to dive. Dive went nowhere. Skeeter in here! He's rubbing it in. Maybe it's a fly. Very tiny fly. Come on. Is Bull stuck? Bull, you better not be stuck. Ain't no one's stuck in this fight. I'm using the one I have to use every so many seconds or else it explodes. It hurts me. Maybe I should let it overcharge. I should just stand near him and let it overcharge and see what happens. reaches 0 health, then you need to do the thing. And we don't have an opportunity to respec. At this point, we're not respecing anyone into two-handed or into anything. I appreciate it, but I'm not. We're not in a position to, and I don't think I would anyways. Switch into a two-handed weapon if you have one, throwing some different attacks. He doesn't have, I don't know, I might have a weapon on me, but I don't have the skills. We're doing it like this or it's not happening. And it is happening, so we're doing it like this. And it may take a while because I am listless and pissed. I don't want to start controlling my mage and micromanaging him. It comes back to the basic idea of how this is structured as a fight to be a capstone for the DLC or the game. You know, if you can play through the whole game and have a blast on a certain difficulty or a certain play style, to change things around so that the play style fails to work and the difficulty and or difficulty spikes to a completely different place. I'm never pleased when games do that. I think you should be able to play a game, if you play a game consistently one way, you should be able to enjoy that through to the end. You know, whether it's QTE instead of the skills you've acquired, or some special weapon you have to use instead of the ones you've been using. I mean, okay, it's endgame. Where do we want to? We ramp it up. We change it up. All right. Well, there's good and bad ways to do that. I'm not feeling the good. Sure. Up with full health, that's awesome. And mana, but no cooldown on res. Okay. How did... You'd agree if it wasn't the hardest difficulty in the game forcing you to adapt. I mostly agree with that myself. you know, I gotta consider that I'm just being too rigid, too tired after the stream, whatever.
You are
But
dead, Inquisitor. Your soul is
no.
dust.
I did a boss fight yesterday after 12 and a half hours. It killed me once. I enjoyed figuring out the mechanic. It was on Nightmare and upscaled, and it was awesome. It was a good boss fight. I didn't mind the difficulty level. I barely made it through. The party was wiped out. Maybe someone was standing at the end. The Inquisitor had to finish that off. It was a tough battle. A tough battle. And I loved it. I'm not as tired as I was going into that boss fight yesterday. I'm just, you know, not digging it. Doesn't click. It starts with the ragdoll, an uncontrolled ragdoll. It's like my least favorite thing in games is just getting ragdolled repeatedly. And this fight is all about getting ragdolled. I'm not seeing the Discord stuff now, sorry. I'd love them, but I'm not seeing the Discord stuff right now. No, I do want to read it. I do want to read it. I can't read it there. I just can't read it there. You can send it to me here. I can read it. I can't multitask right now. I can't even single task. Just want to soak my head right now. Mentioned using Mark of the Rift, but I have to wait for it to charge up. Assuming that the focus, which I can use, I don't see it becoming available. It's just, I don't have, it's like Mark of the Rift is not available, and I can only use this one. So that, maybe I'm not seeing it right, but whatever. Mark of the Rift is overwritten by Cloak of Shadows, and then I put it back. That one there on the Y. There it is. I just saw it. It is available. It is potentially available. Here it is. First time I've seen it light up, though. This happens. I probably can't do both. Mine first. Not in the fire. Ow, come on. Come on. Son of a... Hi, Slugger. How you doing? Again, on your feet. It's done.
Ebesit kata, et toi ost.
Maraskata!
Your forces have failed. Leave now and tell the Qunari to trouble me no further.
I have detected a signal embedded in the static.
Mighty Jerry, welcome.
Solus.
That should give us more time. I suspect you have questions.
I did an hour and a half ago. Solus, I'm gonna be honest, and Harel. Bioshock Infinite Syndrome. So into the story, approaching the last fight, and coming out of the last fight 90 minutes ago, I was so into the story, I was so ready for this. This is what I wanted 90 minutes ago. You work for Fenharel.
The Qunari believe you're an agent for someone who has taken the name Fenharel.
The Qunari reject myth and legend. If you told them of your meeting with Mythal, they would attribute it to a demon. I am no one's agent but my own. I fear that the truth is much simpler and much worse than the Qunari believe.
You're Fenharel.
I was Solus first. Fenharel came later. An insult I took as a badge of pride. The Dread Wolf inspired hope in my friends, and fear in my enemies. Not unlike Inquisitor, I suppose.
You gotta beat the man!
You also know the burden of a title that all but replaces your name.
Are you a fragment of what Fenharel once was? Like Mythal?
No. This is all I have ever been.
And the legends?
I sought to set my people free from slavery to would-be gods. I broke the chains of all who wished to join me. The false gods called me Fenharel, and when they finally went too far, I formed the Veil and banished them forever. Thus I freed the Elven people, and in so doing, destroyed their world.
You love the Fade. Why would you create the Veil to hide it all away?
Because every alternative was worse.
Meaning?
Had I not created the Veil, the Evanuras would have destroyed the entire world.
You banished the false gods. You didn't kill them.
You met Mythal, did you not? The first of my people do not die so easily. The Evanuras are banished forever, paying the ultimate price for their misdeeds.
You said that the Elven gods went too far. What did they do that made you move against them?
They killed Mythal. A crime for which an eternity of torment is the only fitting punishment.
I thought Mythal was one of the Evanuras.
She was the best of them. She cared for her people. She protected them. She was a voice of reason. And in their lust for power, they killed her.
How did creating the Veil destroy the world?
You saw the remains of Via Dethara. The library was intrinsically tied to the Fade, and the Veil destroyed it. There were countless other marvels, all dependent on the presence of the Fade. All destroyed. The elven legends of immortality. All true. It was not the arrival of humans that caused them to begin aging. It was me. The Veil took everything from the elves. Even themselves.
The Evanuras were elven mages. How did they come to be remembered as gods?
Slowly. It started with a war. War breeds fear. Fear breeds a desire for simplicity. Good and evil, right and wrong, chains of command. After the war ended, generals became respected elders, then kings, finally gods. The Evanuris.
That's the past. What about the future?
I lay in dark and dreaming sleep while countless wars and ages passed. I woke still weak a year before I joined you. My people fell for what I did to strike the Evanuris down. But still, some hope remains for restoration. I will save the Elven people, even if it means this world must die.
Why does this world have to die for the elves to return?
A good question, but not one I will answer. You have always shown a thoughtfulness I respected. It would be too easy to tell you too much. I am not Corypheus. I take no joy in this. But the return of my people means the end of yours. It is my fight. You should be more concerned about the Inquisition. Your Inquisition. In stopping the Dragon's Breath, you have prevented an invasion by Qunari forces. With luck, they will return their focus to Tevinter. That should give you a few years of relative peace.
You control the Illuvians now?
Yes. You remember Briala from Halam Shiral? For a time, she controlled part of the labyrinth. One of my agents was supposed to take it from her, but he did not succeed. I had to override the magic personally. The Qunari stumbled upon this section independently. With them gone, the Illuvians are now mine.
What's wrong with the Inquisition?
You created a powerful organization, and now it suffers the inevitable fate of such. Betrayal and corruption.
It's not that simple.
Do you know how I discovered the Qunari plot? The plot I disrupted by leading them to your doorstep. The Qunari spies in the Inquisition tripped over my spies in the Inquisition. The Elven Guard who led you to the Qunari body? Who intercepted the servant with the Gatlock barrel? Mine.
Why bother disrupting the Qunari plot if you're going to destroy the world regardless?
You have shown me that there is value in this world, Inquisitor. I take no joy in what I must do. Until that day comes, I would see those recovering from the breach free of the Qun.
Why?
Because I am not a monster. If they must die, I would rather they die in comfort. In any event, it is done.
Dapper Egg. It's been real.
I guess we owe you for that one too.
I hope it gives your people some final peace.
The Qunari said the Inquisition was unknowingly working for agents of Fen'Harel.
I gave no orders.
You led us to Skyhold.
Corypheus should have died unlocking my orb. When he survived, my plans were thrown into chaos. When you survived, I saw the Inquisition as the best hope this world had of stopping him. And you needed a home. Hence, Skyhold.
You gave your orb to Corypheus?
Not directly. My agents allowed the Venatori to locate it. The orb had built up magical energy while I lay unconscious for millennia. I was not powerful enough to open it. The plan was for Corypheus to unlock it, and for the resulting explosion to kill him. Then I would claim the orb. I did not foresee a Tevinter Magister having learned the secret of effective immortality.
What would have happened if Corypheus had died, and you'd recovered the orb?
I would have entered the Fade using the mark you now bear. Then I would have torn down the veil. As this world burned in the raw chaos, I would have restored the world of my time. The world of the elves.
If you destroyed the veil, wouldn't the false gods be freed?
I had plans.
So, at least some of the stories about the Dreadwolf are true.
I did not lead a rebellion against immortal mage kings without getting my hands bloody. You must understand. I awoke in a world where the veil had blocked most people's conscious connection to the Fade. It was like walking through a world of tranquil.
We aren't even people to you.
Not at first. You showed me that I was wrong. Again. That does not make what must come next any easier.
You never cared about us. We were the means to an end.
Not really what I was
You were
looking
people,
for.
and you deserved better. Like all the rest I've used in one hopeless battle after another.
There's still the matter of the anchor. It's getting worse.
Yes. I'm sorry. And we are almost out of time. The mark will eventually kill you. Drawing you here gave me the chance to save you. At least for now.
Inquisition will try to convince Solus to change his plan. Inquisition will stop Solus even if it means killing him.
You don't need to destroy this world. I'll prove it to you.
I would treasure the chance to be wrong once again, my friend. Take my hand. I'm sorry. Live well, while time remains.
The music comes back up.
Something must be done, but we cannot lose the Inquisition now. We stand on the brink of war with the
This
Qunari.
game started with some bugs.
Yes, because this Solas provoked them in the first place.
Looks like it's
The
ending with
Inquisition
some
did not
bugs.
cause this threat. We informed the Summit of the danger.
The danger posed by Qunari spies inside your organization.
Without our organization, you would not be alive to complain.
No one has forgotten
it's not
what you
Tegan.
have done. But Corypheus is 2 years dead.
If the Inquisition is to continue, it must do so as a legitimate organization, not a glorified mercenary band.
Inquisitor.
Inquisition will be disbanded. Efforts against Solus will be weaker but more secure. Solve this ourselves. Inquisition will be disbanded. Efforts against Solus will be weaker. You call him Mr. Grumpy Pants?
Message coming in.
He's not Tegan in your eyes.
Patching it
Definitely
through.
not Tegan. King of the Jungle, thank you for the host. Made it here at the end. We are wrapping up. Oversight. Inquisition will serve Divine Victoria. Efforts against Solus will be stronger, but risk corruption. Keep the peace. Inquisition will serve Victoria. Stronger, but risk corruption.
You all know what this is? A writ. From Divine Justinia authorizing the formation of the Inquisition. We pledge to close the breach, find those responsible, and restore order, with or without anyone's approval. We have fulfilled that pledge. And now the war is over, for most of us. It is time for our soldiers to sheathe their swords and go home. To all who served, thank you. It has been an honor. Effective immediately, the Inquisition is disbanded.
Short order, the Inquisition was disbanded. Some were relieved to see the unpredictable organization dismantled. Others preferred to remember the Inquisition's good works, many lives it had saved. Hey there, Brad. Those who had served returned to their former lives, knowing they had stopped a great evil from destroying the world. And hoping that the peace for which they had fought remained once the Inquisition was gone. With the dragon's breath disrupted and any hope of a swift victory dashed, Qunari retreated back to the north. You knew what debates were waged in Parvalan, but not long after the Exalted Council, the Qunari launched new attacks against Tevinter. Aggression caught the already unstable Imperium off guard. Tevinter was soon mired in a war many feared could spread across Thedas. The Exalted Council remained intact, advising Divine Victoria on important matters. Cassandra served for several years. When she oft disagreed with Liliana's policies, the former right and left hands of the Divine shared a mutual respect. Cassandra also spent time in the Hunterhorn Mountains north of Orlais, where she worked to rebuild the Seekers. Buddy, thank you. Thank you. For a time, the new Seekers remained reclusive, showing no interest in worldly affairs and working to a purpose few outside their order could guess. Because it ended, says S7. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. The end of the Inquisition, as it had been, sent shockwaves through the College of Enchanters. Madame de Fer ably played on the mage's fears. Her followers united to build a new circle, with Vivienne as its Grand Enchanter, in direct competition with the college. What the circle lacked in numbers, they made up for in political connections. Soon they were a force to be reckoned with. The two institutions settled into an uneasy coexistence across the South, vying for power. After the Exalted Council, Liliana devoted herself fully to the Sunburst throne and her dream of reshaping the Chantry. Within a year, she removed restrictions surrounding Chantry priesthood, allowing men and women of all races to be initiated. This decree was followed swiftly by her decision to return the Canticle of Shartan to the canonical chant, a move that divided Andrastians deeply. Rebellion to renounce her and return the Chantry to its former state arose, beginning first in Orlais, then spreading to other parts of Thedas. Quickly as it began, the rebellion faltered. Almost agreed that the rebellion collapsed due to infighting. Some whispered that the Divine herself engineered its failure. This along. Rebellion fractured into a number of separate cells, some of which limped on for several months before disappearing into obscurity. Liliana continued her open affair with the hero of Ferelden. She was often seen by the Divine's side. Eventually, Divine Victoria decreed that all members of the Chantry, from Initiate to Divine, would be allowed to engage in romantic relationships. In question, the Divine pointed to Andraste, who served the Maker while wed to a mortal spouse. In time, many in the Chantry came to accept the Divine's decree that love is the Maker's best gift, infinite. Sarah saw the world with the Inquisition and would continue to explore it after, always with her wifey within a remaining arm's reach. Inquisitor and Red Jenny, finding a balance or counterbalance, or however they decided to make it work. Rivals could only expect the unexpected, and arrows, so many arrows. Perhaps most unnerving was Sarah's standing offer to the Divine. When the knobs piss about with your left hand or right, call on Red Jenny to give them 2 fingers. Varric took up the role of Viscount and with the help of his friend Hawk, rebuilt Kirkwall's damaged infrastructure. Under his rule, the city-state finally resumed its place as the major trade hub of the Free Marches. Continued to ignore all mail from both the Merchants Guild and the Prince of Starkhaven. With the Inquisition disbanded, the Bull's Chargers returned to taking jobs throughout Orlais and Ferelden, fighting demons and clearing out the remains of Venatori forces. The Iron Bull did his part to restore order to Thedas. After the Inquisition disbanded, Cullen retired from active service. Dog, Mabari. He returned to Ferelden, establishing a sanctuary for former Templars on land Divine Victoria granted to him. Would they not have put a paragraph on the screen at once? They wanted this to take half an hour. With his help, many Templars shed their lyrium addiction, and those whose minds were too far gone spent their last days in comfort. We've got a simple image on screen for 5 minutes, and they go one sentence at a time. And he promised that, should his friends from the old Inquisition ever need him, Blade would be ready. I'm ready for you to put the story on the screen. I can beat it. This is probably 10 lines. It's going to take 4 minutes. Dorian returned to Tevinter to take his father's place in the Magisterium. As rumors flew about the Imperium's infighting, Dorian was spoken of often as a voice of resistance against corruption. As rumors flew about the Imperium's infighting, did I reread that? This one. Along with Magister Maveris Telani, he formed a group called the Lucerni to restore and redeem Tevinter. A fight many thought hopeless. Rainier was shown mercy when none was deserved and set on a path of redemption. This gift so compassionately given... I'm splitting my attention. If they would put it on screen at once, I'd read it all. Freed from his obligations to the Inquisition, Rainier traveled Thedas, giving hope to the condemned and the forgotten. In the deepest prisons and pits of Thedas, he found not goodness itself, its potential. By showing faith in those who had none, Rainier lifted them up and made them into something better than they were. With the Inquisition disbanded, Josephine made her farewells and returned to Antiva and her family. She was soon approached by an agent from the House of Repose, whose assassins had been killed by Inquisition agents on Josephine's behalf. Far from being offended, the House of Repose was inquiring as to whether Josephine might have need of their services. She quickly persuaded them she had no need for assassins, but instead hired them as guards for the Montilier's new trading vessels. Ravani pirates, looking to rekindle an ancient feud, soon learned that the Montilier's ships were not lightly boarded, and her house prospered greatly. Cole took to the road with Meriden to find a new life and a new way to be human. Wherever Meriden went to sing, people found old pains eased and hearts made happier, even if they didn't understand why. After the events at the Winter Palace, elves left the Inquisition under mysterious circumstances, as did elven servants across Thedas. None could say where they went, but those who believed the Inquisitor's story about Fen Harel wondered just how large the Dread Wolf's forces were. And what the ancient elven rebel had planned. Roll credits. Yeah, I see them.
My agents have found nothing. With the Illuvians, he could be anywhere.
With the Inquisition officially disbanded, we have no army, no formal alliances.
We have what we truly need.
We will need to be careful.
Solus knows everything about us. Who we are, how we work, our strengths and weaknesses.
Then we find people he doesn't know. We will save our friend from himself. If we can.
Well, that does a lot more to set up another Dragon Age game than the main campaign did, doesn't it? That is the setup. Although I didn't play Legacy in Dragon Age 2, which sets up Corypheus as the villain. For this game, seems they've done it again. They took a piece of DLC that sets up the next. We'll sit through the credits and see if there's a following cutscene. But that was a really long, drug-out series of slides with a tiny bit of text. Well, your weaknesses are probably that you're 6 people who would die from a single fireball in that room. Yeah, the entire Inquisition, what's left of it. Salvation of the world stands together, easily killed with a single shot. What a ride. We spent about 110 hours on Inquisition. There are only a few games on this stream that we've spent that much time on. I mean, hundreds of hours on The Witcher. We spent a little over 100 on a single playthrough of Phantom Pain. About 100 hours in Fallout 4, about 100 hours in Skyrim. I don't know, did we spend close to 100 on Origins? You add in Awakenings and DLC. Gee, yes, they could have also run the credits alongside it. Yes, they could have handled that better. Void Reaper, I would love anyone's opinion on what could possibly improve the next genre of Dragon Age. It would be utmost appreciated. What could improve? I don't expect a return to any kind of isometric form, but I was frustrated with the tactical play in Inquisition. I still love the tactical play in Origins. Yeah, the Carsano. There you go, Southbound. Bring back tactics. There it is. It just didn't work well. The party was not well controllable. How many times? How hard is it to get someone to stand still in this game? Here, you stand there, you stand there. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I'm bringing mobs.
What is
no.
This? A new book? All this shit is weird. Oh, Varric, that is a terrible title. What are you even thinking?
Shit is weird.
The sky churned like a rolling sea on a dark and stormy night, centered on a gaping hole that led to the arse end of nowhere. A hole that spit up many things that day, comets, demons, and a whole lot of trouble. It's about the Inquisition.
That was cool. Rex, not really. Varric was talking to the Inquisitor after the main campaign about his next book.
The silence like
what it was going to be called.
Carter money. In the middle, in her element, Red Jenny. She looked me up and down, mostly down. Not playing, weirdy, she said, gesturing with and dismissively eating a sandwich. Don't write that. Seriously, piss up a rope. Sarah made the subtext text, which suited me fine.
Might actually be my favorite part of the DLC right here is Sanj reading over the credits. Just good music.
The court enchanter swirled into the room like a drop of beautiful poison spreading in a wine glass. She sized me up with a glance. I'm so glad you made it, my dear, she said. I am Madame de Fair, the most terrifying person you shall ever meet. Liliana enfolded Alphonse in an embrace as warm as a serpent's kiss. I always knew I could count on your support. The Count did not feel the bite of her poisoned dart until it was too late. Even if it requires your death. drops of rain glistened on the griffin medallion grasped tightly in Blackwall's hand. The silverite wings of valor, they mean nothing. He flung the medal to the cold and uncaring ground. You don't know what I've done. You don't know me. So romantic. Cole moved like a shadow that also moved like a knife. A shadow wearing a hat where dreams came to die. It's a riddle, he whispered. A cold riddle that gnaws at your mind, but you'll feel better when it's gone. That makes as much sense as anything Cole says. Do you place your herald above the law, Ambassador? Whose law, my lady? Josephine's eyes glittered like angry opals. The law destroyed by rebellion, by civil war, by poor fiscal management. We are the law.
We are the law.
We left our mark on Adamant, but the dust hadn't settled, and neither had Harding. I can offer you a drink, if I catch your meaning. If you'd caught my meaning, you'd have offered a double. What is even happening here? The Iron Bull was a great slab of muscle with horns that could hang a tapestry. One eye scanned for threats, while the other hid behind an eye patch like a chantry sister's old sins. Come on, he barked, not looking back as he entered. The dancer with the great rack comes on in 5. That is spot on, actually. The commander had the look of a Templar who had seen the worst of humanity, yet still had the time to style his hair. This isn't just a war, he said, his gaze steely like a dull blade. It's the only war. Cullen! That's Cullen! The mage wore a class of handsome sneer cultivated by 1,000 years of Tevinter elitism. The name's Dorian, he glared. D-O-R-I-A-N. Spell it right, you marble-headed lump, or it's toad time. A toad? That's hardly credible. The bold elf spun, mage staff crackling like the city after a good man's murder. You're crazy, the Red Templar cried in terror. Moonlight glinted off ears like the knives you never see coming. Better to fade out than burn away. Ugh, Varric.
Excellent.
Wait, where am I? I don't... Oh, here it is. The Seeker clutched at my vest, her tears as desperate as they were pitiful. Varric, I was wrong about everything, she sobbed. Could you find it in your noble heart to forgive me? That dwarf, he put me in the book! I'm in the book! I am reading the shit out of this!
Worth it. Bear your blade and raise it high. All of you who played Dragon Age Inquisition, who laughed, cried, and reached out on social media, who made fan art and comics and cosplay and jokes, thank you. Dragon Age Inquisition was not apparently going to let me read that at my own pace. There it is. Coolness. Coolness. Thank you, everyone. You're awesome. What a time. 110 hours in this. Stand your ground. The dawn will come. Until next time. Tuesday, we're going to get into the beginning of our October run. Proper. We're going to be playing Doom for a change of pace. Heck of a change of pace. Doom. Last of Us. Arkham City. Resident Evil HD. Evil Within. Dark Souls DLC. Rest of October is going to be a little darker, a little bit bloodier. And then November, we'll be playing Deus Ex and coming back to some other things. The Witcher. We've still got the No HUD Death March playthrough of The Witcher on deck. Hope you all had an excellent time. Thank you for seeing me through this. Thank you for seeing it through with me. Chatters, lurkers, lovers, the awesome Entropic family, everywhere that you might be. Thank you. Hey, you're all very welcome. And a lot to have you all here, keeping me company. I hope you all kept each other company as well. I will see you on the other side. Whoa, it's time for dinner. I hope Monday treats everyone well. Don't let it get you down. And come back Tuesday. If you're new here, we have many great adventures. They aren't all alike. So we'll have different stuff coming up. Cheers, everyone. Arsano, Void, DBA Bob, Lamia, Celine, Slugger, Misbehave, Wildhood, South Pond, Koala, Mystery Novel, Killer Venom, Rex, Void Reaper. I'm just scrolling back. If I'm not shouting you out here, I love you just as much. I will see you on the other side. Good night. Adieu.